I see Miss Karan has already indicated she is present, so thank you very much for being present. And if this is your first time logging into this kind of platform of ours, I want to welcome you. Uh, Formal introduction, my name is Oshien Bryant, and Oshien Bryant Fitness Limited is our entity. So today, our discourse will include Miss Jasmine, and the grounds of this discussion is basically to provide a degree of education and awareness for our surrounding cancer. Uh, October, to the best of my knowledge, is known as the month for breast cancer awareness. I will leave it to Miss Jasmine to share specifically her the nature of her condition or conditions. But before I actually enable Miss Jasmine to join, I want to use the time first of all to give a bit of insight or background into cancer, into basically how and where physical activity slash exercise, as well as dietary inclusion, fitting in the context of cancer treatment and keeping it along the lines that's specific to Jamaica, because the reality is we are in Jamaica in terms of where we're actually recording this video. So I also included in the description the reference list for some of the sources that I'm actually going to be discussing. So I have pulled up one, and my first focus point is on the definition of cancer. So using the source provided, which is that of the National Cancer Institute, cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. Cancer can start almost anywhere in the human body, which is made up of trillions of cells or trillions of cells. Normally, human cells grow and multiply through a process known as cell division to form new cells as the body needs them. When cells grow old or become damaged, they die and new cells take their place. Now that's basically explain the whole, normal process in which, our bodies continue to live on. What it went on to say, or what it goes on to say, is that sometimes this orderly process breaks down and abnormal or damaged cells grow and multiply when they shouldn't. These cells may form tumors, which are lumps of tissue, and tumors can be cancerous or non-cancerous. So that's cancer.gov about cancer, and that source is in the description. Next source I'd like to mention now speaks specific to that of Jamaica. And I pulled up a source from the International Agency for Research on Cancer, which I believe is an agency of the World Health Organization. And what it highlights is giving some statistics for Jamaica for the year of 2022. So speaking relative to the cancers that dominate, according to this source, for men, the top three cancers are prostate, colorectal, and lung. For women, it's breast, uterus, and cervix. And this source, as mentioned, you can look it up in our description. It is there. So I won't go too deep in that. I just want to highlight that the top three, and in Jamaica's case, and it did mention that in terms of prevalent cases over the 5-year period up to the time of the 2022 statistic, we had 18,941 between both sexes who were confirmed to be persons with cancer. All right. Jasmine indicates she's ready. Give me a minute, Jasmine. Just going to highlight the last point here now. And the last point comes from the Cancer Association, the American Cancer Society. So just to briefly mention, when this is a very thorough source. So should you want to get some, depth around where lifestyle factors come in terms of assisting with cancer treatment, this is definitely a source you should engage in. I'm just going to briefly highlight the point on physical activity and exercise. So, research strongly suggests that exercise is not only safe during cancer treatment, but it can also improve physical functioning and many aspects of life. Hold on, somebody's to join. Let me see if this is Jasmine. All right, so while she's joining, Jasmine, you're here. All right, can you hear me, Jasmine?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Not hearing you, Jasmine.
You're not hearing me? Say
No.
hi. Okay. Um, just mute. So why are you not hearing me?
All right. So while Jasmine is doing her check, I'm going to continue. So yes, as it says, research strongly suggests that exercise is not only safe during cancer treatment, but it can also improve physical functioning and many aspects of quality of life. Moderate exercise has been shown
Sis,
to improve cancer-related symptoms and
sis,
side effects such as fatigue, which is extreme tiredness, anxiety, depression, and sleep.
sis.
People getting chemotherapy and radiation who
Okay.
already exercise may need to do so at a lower intensity and build up more slowly than people who are not getting cancer treatment. All right. Um, and it did highlight that basically there is strong evidence that survivors who are physically active after a diagnosis of breast, colorectal, prostate, or female reproductive cancers have a lower risk of death if they are more physically active. All right. So Camille says we are hearing. Hakeem says we are hearing. Are you hearing me? Or are you hearing Jasmine? Jasmine, can you do a mic check, please?
Mic check. Mic check. Okay, I'm not sure why you're not.
Oh, one minute I realize now it's because I have my mic plugged
Oh,
in.
yes.
It basically I got affect, I got interfere with me hearing you, Jasmine. All right, so I'm gonna have to plug out my mic.
But can they
One
hear
minute.
me though?
All right, Jasmine, say something now for me, please.
Mic check. Can you hear?
All right, so I can hear you. Can everybody still hear me? I would think so. Can you hear me, Jasmine?
Yes, I'm hearing you very clear.
All right. All right, good. All right, Jasmine, so welcome. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much for joining in on this discussion. This is really, the platform for you to really share your overall experience. And basically, I guess my way of doing so is just to support you and to facilitate you being able to enlighten and empower persons who are tuning in live and persons who would basically come across this content in the future. So I guess I will start off with just this point. Jasmine, where you are right now, can you just give us a background as to who you are and the nature of your condition, please?
Okay, so I'm Jasmine, and I operate in the space of a pastor and flow in the prophetic ministry. That's what I do. I noticed certain signs in 2022, re my stomach and just overall the bloatedness, fibroids, and stuff. I went to the gynecologist, and thank you for all your love. And he said to me in the pap smear that this would be cervical cancer or the fibroids moving out of their area. Well, all of us were going to be praying and hoping that, hey, this is not cancer because you know what? I didn't like to hear the word cancer. I didn't like to read the word cancer. I would just keep it moving when I see that word. However, after doing the biopsy, the pap smear, he said you needed a biopsy. So I said, okay. We did the biopsy and it came back positive with cervical cancer. So now he needed an MRI. We did the MRI and it was stage 2. He referred me to an oncologist in Kingston, and she said to me pretty much, it is sad that we can only do surgery to help. Well, I agree, and we did the surgery in 2022 December. After surgery, I went home. We had a nurse and we started treatment in March of 23. And that went on right up until um, we, s- we started again in June for 6 weeks, radiation and low chemo in Kingston. After that, went in remission, did a CAT scan. Within 6 months, it was back. Now it's not just stage 2, but stage 4 because it moved from where it started. While waiting on all those results and to start treatment, I started doing some naturopathic stuff. My sister, of course, is my huge admin person, so she would tell me my doctor's visit. You know, we planned the outfit we're going to wear. She would plan everything just to have that moment, you know. And my niece is 6. Okay, someone, mic is open. Yeah, thank you. And that was 2023. By 23 December, I'm looking at strong chemo where you're going to lose the hair and all the signs of the vomiting and whatever. My family in support, they all cut their hair. You're talking England, France, St. Martin, Jamaica, everyone just cut their hair before starting chemo because I didn't want to go through that trauma of seeing the hair coming out. We did the strong chemo from 24 December until May in 20, May 20, 23 December until May 24th, right. Well, went in remission again, clean, no cancer active, and you're just praying and hoping. Well, in 24 this November, here I'm going through active cancer cell again after doing a CAT scan. Coming into 25, what happened is I was always into the naturopathic space, you know, so I don't use chemical like lotions. I make my own rose oil and stuff to use on my skin because what people forget is that your skin is the largest organ on your body. Okay, so you don't want to be putting chemical on your hair and your skin. You know, you want to make sure what you're eating is also proper for your body cells to rejuvenate and stuff. So I was doing my green juice. I was doing, here's my green juice. Okay, guys. And Jamaica sea moss, yes. And you have your, so this is Perlina, yes, superfood. And here you have your turmeric, you know, and you have all your beans because you definitely want to cut down on your meat intake. And again, I would say this is my experience, okay? You would know what hurt your body and what help your body. So here I have my pumpkin seed, my sunflower seed, and I have pumpkin seed here. And this is just few of the things that I would address, right? To make my banana porridge or plantain porridge, we would use the dates, just a few of them, with real Jamaican coconuts. Okay, I have no coconut right now. So we would ox the coconut, blend it, and go back to basic, right? And use that creamy coconut flavor to make your porridge. And of course, you can substitute your rice for your quinoa, okay? And this is just in the health space. Now, unfortunately, last year, I was in 2024, I was eating a lot of fruits because I'm like, it's healthy and it is not bad. Well, cancer don't know sugar, the difference. Cancer don't know whether it's fruits or it is sugar, brown sugar, white sugar. No, it is sugar because I was having like 5 Nesberry sweet sop. All of that is just sugar. And I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying adjust just your intake. Okay. In April 25, I actually did another biopsy, and it shows that the cancer cell was active in the stomach area. I had a really large mass. And then in the left breast, another one came up by May, and at the neck, right here on the neck and under the arm. So that's four masks going on in the space of few months this year, 25. Right. And I start working with a naturopathic doctor in July to August. Well, that had let me lose a lot of weight. Okay, I moved from large to small. All right, because I was totally off sugar, off meat, and I was getting very weak. It helps, I must say, it helps, but I was getting very weak. And because of the weight loss, your muscles, it was just all jelly going on there. Yes, but I thank God for my faith. I've always been positive going through the journey, and I have done a lot of therapy. Yes, so this is one of my coloring book that keep me very calm. It's by Eloise Cato. Yes, and these are my coloring there going on. I also do cold plunge. Well, walking in August, I clearly heard the Holy Spirit saying to me that, look, you need to do strength exercise. Yes. And so I know my two cousins overseas, they actually exercise with O'Shane here, who is now my gym instructor. Show some love, show some love. Right. And so I reached out to them and I said, hey guys, I believe the Lord is saying I need some strength exercise because I'm very weak. I can't even do the walking outside anymore. And this is just too much. Well, they connect me, give me the number. I call up O'Shane and I'm like, look, this is what I'm going through. At this point, you're dealing with two different cancer because it started off with cervical, but now here goes breast cancer joining, and that's a lot. That's a lot. But you know what? With Christ in the vessel, you can smile at the storm, right, guys? Yes. And so make sure that your faith, and have your support team around you, right? Your family, your friends. Don't lock out people. Don't do that. Don't lock out people. And online, I have all the persons that come online. I call them managers and support the ministry. So some of them are here, and I am sending all the love to them. So speaking to O'Shane, yes, back to the exercise. How did that get involved? Yes, so we did an assessment where he just tests what I could do, which was not a lot. I must tell you, it was not a lot. I couldn't do nothing. I was just, so weak. And I remember we started our first class on this 8th of September. Jasmine, how you remember all of that with brain fog, right? Because of the fact that I started chemo treatment the same day. And I did my exercise before going to chemo. It felt great. It felt great. I'm very happy and moving. So he said 2 times a week. That was the suggestion. 2 times a week, I would have strength exercise. And then out of that, I would do my cold plunge. I would just exercise on my own from YouTube out of exercising with O'Shane. That would be what, a month? Today is the 12th day of October, guys. The 12th day of October. Woo! Give it up for us. And within a month, I noticed I start gaining back muscles. You know, yes, from head to toe. Muscles is working. I'm toning and I'm feeling great about myself, and I realized that my strength, woo, let me tell you, I'm just trying to be nice to all of you, you know. I don't want you to feel bad that I have more strength and energy than you, okay? Yes, because every day I literally feel now like I'm bouncing off the wall with energy and I sleep way better. I sleep better, you know, so that's great. Brain fog, what are you talking about? I don't have brain fog anymore. Mental clarity is here. Yes, guys, I'm telling you, you need to jump onto your exercise, mental clarity. And you know what I love? I can just get up like 6 o'clock and within 10 minutes, I'm dressed for my class. Okay, so I love that. I'm sorry, I need to just take a sip of my green juice. Excuse me, guys.
All right, so
Mm.
while Jasmine gets on the break, yeah, man, I just want to thank Jasmine for the big up. Thank you for the big up. You know, definitely, I can feel the testimony and everything that you're saying. You know,
Yes.
seeing also everybody's giving you the vibes as well. Say Andrea, Stolz saying hi, Shy, giving you energy. Irvin, Peter saying I'm here, and to God be the glory. You know, yeah, man, all of this is good, and you know, I think what why this is important that we're doing this right now is for everybody to acknowledge that this should not be taken for granted. You know, quality of life being improved, you basically feeling like you have much more ownership over you, you know, instead of just having to deal with the realities of cancer. And I would just say this right now, that you are an inspiration to me as well, because, you know, just to see the positivity, and every day you come with positivity. You know, that for me, as a person myself who goes and really is very driven, and you know, I don't give up, and I don't really get myself wavered. But you know, having those very life changing experiences, that's something that we can't really explain, you know. And to know that you're still so positive, you're smiling even though right about now,
I'm
that's
happy.
powerful. That's very
I'm
powerful. And
happy.
yeah, the Almighty has to be given the praise for that. You know, I just want
Yes.
to also mention that, as you have indicated how much life for you has improved since starting exercise 1 month ago, I want people to
Yes.
understand from my point of view that this was a challenge, challenge in the context that, I know there's a lot of pressure on my shoulder to say, what, I can't really mess this up per se, because I'm just making it very clear that, when for the majority of people who I work with, people have, let's just say a factor that, care should be taken when it comes to working with you. And when you see when I carried this reassessment and I saw that you basically were really weak, I was like, all right, you have to represent, So, they me making sure that I was always on point, and at the same time helping you to understand what's the plan, and as you indicated, strength training. But it should also be mentioned that your nutrition would have had to also be on par to assist you in being able to experience, as you are experiencing now, an increase in muscle tone and strength. And at the end of the day too, you did mention to me one time off here how much the mental therapy is important for you to be able to continue
Yes.
on the journey,
Yes. Yes.
and having the support, as I mentioned, from family and friends is important. So, it's talking about, in terms of treatment, it's not just about the medication or the therapy, but it basically speaks to the social support system. It speaks, yes, to the
Yes.
lifestyle related systems as well. And yeah, I just want to thank you very much for those points so far. You can continue.
Yes, because I did work with a trauma coach. My family doctor in 2023 said to me, Jasmine, love how you're handling everything, but when you do go through surgery, your body is traumatized because you can imagine it's cut, right? So I got a trauma coach, a mental health coach, which was just amazing. And why? Because you have someone to speak to who understand out of your family and your friends what you're going through, right? And so that was just really helpful. Eloise Cater, she is a life coach and a self love coach. A lot of us, we have to love ourselves to make it work. Okay? Love yourself. And I always say to the individuals online, we don't just roll over. We don't roll over. I mean, something come at you, you go back at it, right? And so I have realized that we don't need to fear cancer. We don't need to fear divorce. We don't need to fear losing a loved one. We don't need to fear those things. You accept and you find practical ways.
Seems that there is an internet glitch on Jasmine point. Can everyone hear me? Can you just give an indication in the chat that you can hear me, please? Sophia Forbes says, "My love, Jasmine," saying hi. Hi, Sophia. Ashanti, yes, hi. Can you hear me? Okay. Final render says yes. All right. So I guess as Jasmine tries to address her internet connection, again, I just really want to thank you all for tuning in, and I also want to thank Jasmine for sharing, her story as she is currently doing. You know, yeah, she has dropped off. I guess she will soon come back on. But for you, just know that at the end of the day, where we are concerned as human beings, we all are susceptible to experiencing, let's just say, a life-changing event. And from an angle of health, we all are susceptible to having cancer just the same, and at the end of the day, what Jasmine highlights is, having the spiritual strength, having the social backing via professionals and family friends is very critical towards helping persons with cancer cope and at the same time overcome. She has shared her overcoming of the cancer on at least what 3 occasions since 2022, I believe, and she's still battling strong. And as you can see, or if you're just joining now, if you get a chance to replay, you will see that she's just all smiles, all positive, all power, and that for me is something that needs to be shared, right across Jamaica, right across the world. That at the end of the day, no matter the hiccup, no matter the setback, we should not allow our spirit to be waned. We should always know that we have a degree of power in us, and at the same time, we should always make sure that we draw back to the source. You know, that's very critical in that respect. So, thank Jasmine again. As I said already, she's an inspiration. She's back here again, so I'm gonna add her. Yes, Jasmine, you're here again.
Okay, great. You wouldn't believe what happened. I guess it's just reminding us that JPS is what it is.
Yeah, man, I say good man. I say good man.
Yes, yes. So as I was saying that, your mind, your body, your soul, your emotions, everything need to be addressed, right? Because the exercise, it really helps with a lot of things. One of the things that I'll tell persons is that when you do chemo, believe you me, I don't know anyone that does chemo that don't get constipated, but your exercise helps. And so I would love to see more persons who are going through cancer treatment, who are in remission, because even if you're in remission, you still need your exercise. If you're not going through cancer, you need exercise, right? And what I love with O'Shane, he uses things in my home. So I use water bottles to do my strength training, and I cannot say that. I can't forget this, that just this week, I was in class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What does that mean, guys? 3 times for the week, not just two now. 1 month, I up the game. And it's not just me, but Ashane, he really knows what he's doing, and that's what I love about, you know. And he's very gentle. So if he see that, okay, maybe I didn't sleep well last night, and I said, look, I'm not well rested today, he's not going to push you where he hurts you. That's one of the things I've observed with him. He's going to just let you do what you can, and then you can rest, and that's it for the day. Okay, guys. So I really appreciate my instructor. And I love the fact that he's using up technology, because I do believe in technology. There's no limitation, there's no distance. Technology bring it all close, because he is wherever he's in Jamaica and I'm out in the country, you know? So, and the time, yes, that's another thing, that I can get up at 6 in the morning and I'm at class by 6:10, or I can reach out and say, hey, can I join my other cousin at 11 o'clock? And so after doing my sun bath, yes, I sit on my patio, maybe reading my Bible or just relaxing, listening to a YouTube podcast, and or just taking fresh air, doing deep breathing, you know? And then I come to class at 11. And the first thing he's going to ask you, what did you eat for breakfast and what time did you eat? Yes. So these are the little love that you receive, that you just know that you're in good hands. Yes.
Thank
So,
you very much for sharing everything you have, Jasmine. I just want to also highlight that Jasmine has a GoFundMe page. I have attached it on the description. So,
oh,
even at the end of this
mm,
video, for everybody who has not been
mm,
able to tune in on the live, once you're here and you can share it, just share it, because at the end of the day, yes, nonetheless, Jasmine does need the help that you can get in having her medical expenses taken care of. So, yeah, man, I didn't tell Jasmine I did that, but yeah, man, that's a part of the process. You know what I mean? It's a part of the process. Um, Positivity should be spread, and we should spread it like a wildfire, just the same. Jasmine, just very quickly, just can you hear me, Jasmine? Are you freeze up? It'll actually freeze up again. All right. I would have wanted Jasmine to just touch a bit on what her breakfast, lunch, and dinner is like. She did mention that she would actually incorporate foods such as quinoa, and I would have also seen you mention the beans. So just to help you get some insight, what the research indicates generally in the context of food is that, as best as possible, persons with cancer should avoid processed meats, and a lot of red meat. The the research also would highlight that yes, there are those cancer-causing foods, carcinogens. So we can talk about the context of frying meats in oil that is not quote unquote fresh oil. But overall, what the research indicates is that it's important for maintaining ideal weight. So not getting to the stage where you're considered obese or you're basically over fat. So that's a good thing that Jasmine highlights. Her diet is relatively low in fat and is basically incorporating fat that are like medium chain fatty acids. She mentioned that, and an example of that is coconut. Um, she mentioned that her protein source is beans, and that's good as a plant-based source. And she would also mention that in terms of her carbs. Yes, Jasmine, you're back here again now. Yes, so I'm just giving
yes.
just giving a little brief, just giving some insight in terms of the nutrition around the food that you eat. I just want to also mention as well that you highlight taking sun baths, and the sun bath, I believe, is for vitamin D. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Right, and vitamin D is very important in terms of immune function. So nonetheless, persons who have that thought process around eating, you need to keep in mind that having a strong immune system goes hand in hand in helping you in being able to get yourself back into a state of good health. I should have had a fellow partner in the form of a dietitian on as well, but she unfortunately is unable to be here today. So I am just touching a bit on those points. But Jasmine, in terms of your breakfast, just give us a general overview in terms of what your breakfast is and what your lunch and dinner is before we leave, please.
Okay, so supplements, I take Q10. In the morning when I wake up, I would do probiotic with B12. I take vitamin C, I take vitamin A, and yeah, those are pretty much the supplements that I take. Breakfast for me most morning, and I keep it very simple, okay, because that's have always been my thing, very minimal. And so I have banana porridge or plantain porridge. And as I said, it's mixed with coconut milk, a few dates. You spice it up just like you do any other regular porridge, right? And then I would have my water. I have a lot of water. I stay hydrated, people. I drink, drink, drink water. I don't need to be thirsty. I just drink water. Okay. Mid morning, I'll have either my green juice or I'll have some beetroot, carrot, and ginger. That's your red juice, right? And then for lunch, I would have either some salad or I'll have green banana with some callaloo or pop choy or cabbage. Those are my main meat kind, or beans, whether red peas or lentils or chickpea, something like that. Then in the afternoon, I would just water again and some more juice. And then for dinner, love, love sweet potato bake. I love sweet potato. So yeah, and dinner is going to be same thing. Either some greens, maybe. I'm not a salad person. You know what? When I was small in the country with my grandmother, then we had rabbits. Okay, guys, and so you have to give the rabbit all these green spinach and stuff. So with that, when I look at a plate of salad, it looked like rabbit feed. So I'll drink my greens. Okay, but I still do have a salad. I'll have the salad every, not often, but often enough. Yes. And so that's pretty much my everyday. And people might say, how can you eat sweet potato every day? Do you know that's what I walked for as a child? Yeah. And sweet potato is very good for you. So just do what's good for you. Do what's helping your body. Because I noticed throughout the 3 years, if I eat certain things, it will give me inflammation because I could feel the pain. Also, one of the things that I must point out, I couldn't stand at my kitchen sink to wash dishes. Why? Because the mass, the ache, the pain in my left hip. And since I started exercising, I said to my sister, Sis, I can stand at the kitchen sink. I'm washing dishes again. And Friday morning, my sister said, I love the fact that you're exercising because you're so upbeat. I don't like see you walking around the house so weak you know, but yeah, that's my meal. All that you hear me mention, those are my meals, guys, every day, in and out, unless I'm on a fast or something. But that's my meal.
All right. So thank you very much for sharing. So just to sum it up, it's a plant-based diet predominantly that you're on, high fiber.
Yes.
You
Yes.
basically have a lot of antioxidant-rich foods in your diet, and
Yes.
you are also hydrating yourself with water. So your calorie is not overboard, and you're basically eating what we call nutrient-dense food. So that's a general overview as to what or how you should also be eating, generally speaking, for good health. And I just want to highlight the comments. Miss Sophia Forbes has said that you are a strong black woman and she loves you so much.
That's my
Tracy
cousin.
Smalling says that you are so
That's my
lovely.
sister.
Hakeem says, yeah, he can hear us, and Norma was saying hi. So, this has been a very, very good discussion. I don't know if you're hearing the
Thank
rain in my
you.
background, but
Yes, I am.
I just want to thank you very much for joining. And stay strong, Jasmine. Stay
Thank
strong.
you.
You are an
Thank
inspiration,
you.
and yes, I look forward to hearing that this discussion we had just continues to impact people beyond today.
That's
All right,
what it's
any
about.
final
It is
words?
to encourage someone. That's why I'm here. Let me say that Wednesday morning after my devotion, I literally said to the Holy Spirit, God, how can I give all of this to someone? What should I do? Because I just feel so happy, so encouraged, so peaceful. I mean, all the wonderful things in life, right, guys? And I said, how can I bless someone with all this? And that's when O'Shane asked me in the afternoon if I would be willing to come and share on the platform. And I'm like, wow, so quick you answer? Yes, of course. I'm just loving to give it away, because you have to just give all the blessing and love. And I am so thankful for all the managers and friends, family that are here supporting all those names you call out, even Irvin Peter, that's my stepfather that I grew up with. So you must know it's love, 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 so much love. Oh my God. And let me tell you that going through stage 4 cancer, has been an amazing journey. Why? Because I've always been in the space of just natural, but not so much like now. Okay? Now I've found my authentic, holistic self and I'm enjoying it. And I just want to bless everyone with just the testimony, of how God has been good to me and my family and friends support. People, please, again, do not lock people out. Don't. Love heals. Love heals. Let love heal you. Those are my few words.
Thank you very much. Just a final points here. So, Shai says, we love you, Jasmine. You are such an
Oh,
inspiration. Amazing
love
conversation.
you.
Daniel Brown has shared a lot of love. And Andrea Stoltz, love your pastor, Jasmine. You are a true example of teaching us to trust God throughout every circumstance
Amen.
and to give thanks in our situations. Shai is finishing
Amen.
up with Amen. Praise God. So thank you very much
Amen.
again, Jasmine, for
Thank you.
sharing. Definitely, it has been a discussion that has left those here inspired. And, I look forward to, as I said, this conversation just continuing to move, leaps and bounds even after now. All right. So thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
To God
Thank
be
you
the
everybody for
glory.
tuning in. And yeah, man, keep strong, stay positive.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man, tomorrow. All right.
And thank you so much. I didn't know you were going to share the GoFundMe. I'm at tears right now because that's just such a blessing. And that was just a lovely surprise. I wasn't even thinking of that. I just wanted to give all this love and benefit to others. Thank you.
I saw it work, man. I saw it work,
Thanks for having
man.
me.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye guys. I love you all. And for those who will watch this, as I said before, it's for you to take something that can help you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, society, and give to them. Maybe not everything, but there must be something there for you. God bless you. Thank you.